You know what that means?
What that mean?
You wasn't running in their faces.
Yeah.
She just want to let you know you should have been over there talking to me.
No, because she wasn't gonna let.
Well, not
even to this day.
not just in my face, but
Yeah, even to this day, she bring that up.
So it was a memorable day.
Yeah. Then she said, "Well, I didn't show her no interest, so she went and called her husband. So he came down there."
Is that right?
Because I didn't show her no interest and stuff.
And you just ruined your night.
No, I didn't mess my night because I was gone then. I had left.
Oh, you left?
Yeah, I was
So
gone.
you didn't see it?
I didn't see it. I left.
Oh, so
I left before everything, the reception was over with.
And that was the last time you seen her?
Last time I seen her for...
After that wedding, that day, it was over?
Yeah, it was over with.
Did you ever see her again?
Years later.
How in the world did that happen?
It say about 5 or 6 years later.
Is that right?
Yeah. Or probably longer.
Never seen her no more. No contact, no nothing.
I used to ask my buddy's wife, because she used to have barbecues at her house and stuff, and I said, where your pretty-eyed girlfriend at that I walked in the wedding? Oh, she's married, and that's all I would get, you know. So I said, I left it alone. And so LAUSD, they had a car show, Central and 15th Street, custom car show. So I was supposed to be meeting Kenyon Ren, and we was going in together, you know.
5 years later.
It was probably longer than that, probably 5 or 6 years.
Well, okay.
And so she was getting camera gear out of the trunk of her car, and I was just sitting in my car over there,
Just look.
peeking game, you know.
Looking at her.
Looking at her.
I don't want to hear no peeping game.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
looking at the lady.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't know it was that lady, though.
Didn't know. Didn't have the slightest idea.
Still
didn't know.
What were you looking at when you seen her?
Her nice camera setup and stuff, you know. And she had on some jeans and some boots and stuff, and
You know what you just said.
was her camera stuff.
You
No,
gonna
but-
see the one. You
Yeah.
gonna be peeking game,
Yeah.
and you looking at a camera setup.
But you
Boy,
know,
yeah. She had on jeans,
yeah, and a nice fitting blouse.
so you know what you was looking at.
I was looking at those jeans.
That's what I'm
Swaying
saying.
in the
Why
wind.
are you talking about a camera?
Well, you know, just messing with you. You know, because I know you're gonna go there.
I'm sure I am.
Yeah, and so she got inside the place, so I'm still waiting. So I just got out.
You didn't know it was that lady?
Didn't know. That's nothing. And so
That's nothing.
let me get to it. So she was taking pictures, so I called her and asked her, do she take pictures for, I thought she worked for LAUSD Media. Take pictures and post them in LAUSD newspaper.
Can I
at the
ask you a
time.
question?
Go for it.
You called her.
No, when she was walking around, I caught up with her to see.
How did you get her attention? Did you walk over there?
Yeah, I was smooth and going through the
Did
aisles
you
and
walk
stuff.
over there
Yeah, after about an hour,
after you got your confidence up?
I slid on over there.
I know you did, but after
Yeah.
you got your confidence.
Yep, yeah.
So
Well,
you was
well,
no,
go ahead.
bruh, stop all of that. You was waiting on the right time, and when you seen her without anybody else around,
Yeah,
you slid over there,
yep. Smooth.
sneaky.
There you go. That's a better word for it.
So you went over there. When you seen her, you got there. Did you know it was her?
No,
You still didn't know it was her?
for a long time. So I asked her for,
A card.
will I be able to get a copy of this?
A copy of what?
Of the cars that she was taking pictures of. Do you
Can
have
I
a
ask
business
you,
card?
Can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
Did you want the pictures of the cars she took pictures of?
Not really. That's the way of breaking the ice. That's the way of sliding on in.
Well,
under the radar again.
I know that. I just wanted you to confess to it.
Yeah, so she said, yeah, I don't have a business card, but give me your phone
Can
number.
I ask you another question?
Go for it.
Did she know who you were?
Nah.
So y'all didn't even remember who each other was.
Nope. Ain't that sad?
No, it's gonna make you glad in a minute. So How did y'all keep in touch?
Okay. I found out she worked for the district.
So when
Okay. At the car show.
Question. After that day, y'all just went y'all way.
Yeah. And she
No
said she'd
phone
give me.
numbers exchanged or nothing.
No, I gave her my phone number, and she said when
How you just gonna give her your number?
because she didn't have a business card to give me, so I said, well, here, take my number.
Take my number so you can get pictures of the cars.
Exactly. On the disc.
But you didn't want no pictures of the cars.
Yeah, I wanted pictures of the car.
And
too.
what you was gonna do with them?
Shit, put them in my VCR and look at them, my DVD player and look at them.
Really?
Custom cars. Yeah. And so when I found out she worked
For LAUSD,
Hyde Park area, and during that time I was going to all the different areas, picking up supplies, dropping off supplies and stuff like that.
And you seen her?
And I seen her in the office, but I remember her from the photographer taking pictures.
So why didn't you just say hi?
Then I went into the office because she worked with the invoices and stuff. You know, she was a senior clerk.
But
And
you
so-
seen her.
Yeah, I seen her, and so it was hi, bye. Now, I go in and I speak to her, and boom, 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 boom.
Did you speak to her?
Yeah.
Did she know who you were?
She knew me from the car show.
She knew you from the car show.
That's it, from the car show.
And you just said hi.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this now. Was that the first time you seen her over there?
Yeah.
Or you knew where she was working at?
I knew where she was working at.
How did you know that?
Because I went into the office with some invoices, and I saw her sitting at the desk. It was a couple of more people that I knew worked there also.
Right, but that's when you first found out where she worked.
Exactly.
You like, man, that's the lady that was taking the pictures.
Yep.
So now you knew where she was.
Yep. But I wasn't really...
No, you wasn't really
pushing the issue.
We ain't say you pushed no issue.
know.
But you found out where she was.
Yeah, and that's when I got my disc from Hyde Park, from that area she was working at.
What disc? From the
For
car?
the car show.
She left it there?
No, she had told me she'd have it burnt for me.
Okay. And
And
she
that's-
didn't tell you to get it from her. You went and got it from somewhere else.
From the job.
I'm going to leave it over there for you.
Yeah.
And then you found out when you went over there to whatever school that was, and you seen her.
It's an area. She worked out of M&O.
Okay, or area.
Yeah.
And you was going over there taking care of business.
Yeah, taking care of business.
Not
but I made sure I would go in the office and speak to the ladies that was in there.
And you seen her.
Yeah.
And that's when you discovered where she was at again.
Exactly.
And after that happened, what happened?
I would make runs down there quite frequently, and I would go over.
Why would you make runs frequently?
Because I had a lot of material to deliver and a
So
lot
you
of stuff to
started
pick
seeing
up.
her frequently.
Well, I just say hi.
I didn't ask you that.
Bye, how your day going? And that was it. We
But
became
frequently.
Yeah.
And you became what?
Co-workers. I should put it like that.
Became co-workers that speak to each other.
Yeah. And that was it.
Okay.
And so
Still didn't know who each other was from the West.
Still didn't know.
Okay,
And
so let me ask you a question. Were you liking what you seen when you go over there and speak?
By that time,
You had no interest.
because
I asked the question, Eric.
no, to get to that,
Did you have any interest?
not really.
None at all.
No, not really.
Wasn't thinking about talking to her or nothing.
No.
Wasn't even in your mind.
Because I got wind that she was married, and her husband comes up there and take her to lunch or bring her lunch.
Okay, but I still would look at her.
Yeah, but
You stopped looking at her?
no, we became friends, but friends. It wasn't no sexual intuition and
No,
none of
ain't
that
gotta
stuff.
be no sex.
Yeah,
But if the woman is pretty, she pretty.
yeah,
That's it.
Yep.
You can't stop somebody from looking pretty.
Yeah, and
you did you check her out?
Yeah.
Not trying to do nothing. You still, if you go in there all the time and she's dressed up or looking whatever, different clothes and stuff, you ain't looking?
yeah, I'm looking.
You
But
still a man?
But LAUSD got a policy of sexual harassment policy.
Man, you better look. You can't, what you gonna do, turn your head, you can't look at it?
No, but no, I go over to
You
her
done
desk.
became friends.
I go over to her desk and talk to her.
Oh, you was going to the desk.
Yeah.
And she still didn't know who you was from the wedding.
And she'll walk me back out to the work truck, you know.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You going over to the desk. How you doing?
Yeah.
Did you do that with any of the other ladies?
No.
Why not?
Well, I'll speak to them. And that's about it.
Why didn't you go to their desk?
Because she handles the invoices.
So you was bringing the invoice.
Yeah, the main paperwork.
But you could have just dropped them off and you knew them other ladies too, didn't you? Mm-hmm. You knew them?
Yep.
But you wasn't interested.
Nah.
And then once you give her the invoice.
They were older women.
Okay, well let me can I finish?
Yeah.
Let me finish with you. 'Cause you kind of swift. You give her the invoices. Mm-hmm. She put the invoices down. Mm-hmm. Now you got to go back to the truck.
I got to get my copy first.
She make copies of them?
Yeah, she just tear it off.
Tear them off and you get your copy.
The golden rye.
Right. Yeah. So now you get your copy.
Yeah.
She's still sitting down or whatever. She walk you out?
We walk out.
Why she walking you out?
Because we just talk about everyday life, how things going, and blah, blah, this
look
and blah,
here,
blah,
man. That is not normal.
Well, it was normal because...
No, it is not.
She never did tell me she was married. I heard it through the grapevine.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
It's not normal. Why she walking you out?
Because she said it was her break. She gonna take a little break. So we walking out. You gotta think, she was inviting me to parties.
She what?
Invited me to parties.
She did?
Yeah, but I never did go to none of them and stuff, you know.
She invited you to what kind of party?
Her 40th birthday party at the townhouse, a Halloween party, a luau at her house.
What?
Yeah, I was getting invites and stuff, you know. Like I said,
you was a nice guy.
Yeah, I was that nice guy.
Nice guy.
And I never did think to hit on her or nothing. It was just like me and you, buddy, you know?
Right.
That's how it was with her.
Okay. So
you know?
When did you find yourself attracted to her?
I always was attracted to her, but I would never cross that line because she was a married woman.
Right. So what made y'all more friends than what you were?
Well, she had a tragic in her life.
Okay.
Her son was tragically murdered.
Okay.
And so...
And when that happened, what happened?
I would always go down there and try to cheer her up, you know.
Why you?
Well, you know, because that was my friend. We was friends. And I would cheer her up and, you know, I would always go there and...
Wait a minute. I'm trying to get the substance of this. She had a son that passed.
Yes.
Eric gonna stop by and cheer her up.
At the job.
Well, okay, where that? Mm-hmm. So you brought invoices when you came?
Well, not really. I just made a little pit stop going by that way and stuff, you know. Because that's when she...
Wait a minute. The invoices didn't have no play.
Yeah, because...
You just stopping by.
You know, I had called and gave her my condolences when I found out.
That should have been enough.
Yeah, and I didn't talk to her because she was off for about a month or 2 months.
So you didn't see her for a month?
I didn't communicate.
And then
I went to the service, you know.
Oh, you went?
Yeah, I went to the service, you know. Because that was my friend and stuff, you know.
You sure sound good when you say that, though.
Yeah, serious though. It wasn't... No,
man, look, so when that happened, you gave your condolences.
Yeah, and I would come up to her job. And
How often?
When I could. If I was working at a school over in that area, I'd swing by Hyde Park. If I was working at Crenshaw, I'd swing by Hyde Park. If I was working at 59th Street, I'd swing by. You know, just to cheer her up and stuff.
Man, look here. Man, it sounds real good. Mm-hmm. But you made it your appointment to cheer her up. Mm-hmm. I just want to cheer up my friend.
Yep.
Had no eyes for it at all.
Right.
You lying.